I just started watching Twin Peaks today. I put on my community posts. I might make a video about it, but what did I get myself into?
I'm you.
Also, wow, it's been like not even a while, a very long time since I last did a movie review. Well, like a genuine movie review. I have done videos like my thoughts, but I haven't done like a full movie review in a very long time. And what better way to bring back the series than by talking about Richard Thomas? I've already mentioned on this channel a lot about Richard Thomas, and he's done a lot of TV movies, and this is one of them. Final Jeopardy! Final Jeopardy is an American crime thriller drama television film directed by Michael Pressman and written by Cheryl Hendricks. The film stars Richard Thomas and Mary Crosby as a small-town couple on a road trip to a big city where they become trapped in a terrifying predicament. It premiered on NBC on December 8th, 1985, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought this movie took place in New York. I don't know why I thought that. It actually takes place in Illinois, Chicago, Illinois. They shot partially in Chicago, and kind of only need to know about the production. The plot's crazy. Marty and Susan Campbell are a small-town couple visiting a large, somewhat unfriendly, declining northern city. I mean, shit, they could have picked Detroit, but they picked Chicago. Anyways, they accidentally get lost and stranded in a deserted, rundown neighborhood after dark when Marty gets the wrong address for meeting a business client, and they're both left behind by a cab that drops Susan off after dark from shopping, and whose taxi business requires callers to have business names and phone numbers before sending any cabs after dark. The parking lot that the rental car is in is locked between 7 o'clock p.m. until 6 a.m. in the morning, leaving them unable to retrieve it before then, as they didn't come back until after 7 o'clock p.m.'s closing time. After Marty barely escapes getting hit by a newspaper delivery truck, they both find a nearly deserted apartment building, but no phone to use. So Marty and Susan go back to the locked parking lot to try to get their rental car to drive back to their hotel. When Marty climbs the fence, two Dobermans attack him, and he drops the car keys and barely escapes with his life. Marty calls the police from an outdated payphone that still requires coins to obtain a dial tone for emergency calls to try to get help. But he is told that since he trespassed on the locked parking lot, he can't file a complaint. Susan wanders away and is seen by a gang in a neighboring alley and runs back to Marty, who the police hung up on. They're chased through another alley and barely escape again. Marty finds another payphone, but also needs coins for emergency calls and tries to get help again, but a gang member catches him, forcing the usually nonviolent Marty to fight back, and he and Susan barely escape again. They hide in an abandoned theater, but flee when they find a corpse. Then they find a man and try to offer him money to drive them to their hotel, but the man is scared off. Next, they find an unstable derelict who sends Marley, why did I say Marley? Let me try that again. They find an unstable homeless man who sends Marty on a wild sewer chase to a non-existent police station. Marty and Susan leave the homeless guy and wander down another rundown, empty street where Marty breaks a store's window in frustration over the lack of police response, setting off its alarms. They are sent to a subway by an untrustworthy street kid, only to find it locked, but also find a burglarized church that was vandalized by a gang and sneak into through its broken door. They find an incapacitated junkie whose druggy sister thinks they're inside a hospital, and that Marty's a doctor. Another gang member appears, giving the sisters directions to another subway to get home, which Marty and Susan overhear while hiding, meaning that both of these girls are members of this gang. Marty's watch has stopped, and they find the subway's revolving gate locked to them, but they manage to squeeze in just in time as the gang finds them again and chases them through the subway. Marty drives the E train while the gang enters the train and pulls the cord to stop it. Marty and Susan then abandon the train, and Susan is sent to hide while Marty lures the gang into another tunnel, where he knocks a scaffold of bricks onto 3 of its members and lures its leader into the boiler room, blinding him with steam and knocking him out with a large wooden board. He goes back above ground and finds Susan telling a policeman about their ordeal, who ironically says glad to be of service to a disgusted Marty. They then go to their hotel to get cleaned up and change their clothes. They return to the parking lot to retrieve the rental car and drive away after paying a $5 overnight fee to its attendant that found its keys but has no change if they didn't have the exact amount. The attendant then tells them to be more careful next time, and Marty and Susan drive off to return the rental car to its agency before going home. This movie is really good for a TV movie. I don't know what it is with specifically Richard Thomas TV movies, but anytime there's a TV movie or even a Lifetime movie, because he wasn't a Lifetime movie, anytime there's a TV movie with him in it, it's so good. There's something about it, and it's probably because of his acting. 100% it's about his acting, because he's such a good actor. I watched a movie with him in it about the Berlin Wall and how people would build a tunnel under it. And I was like, why am I watching this? It's about history. And then I realized it's because of him. He's such a good actor. And I was like, based on true event. And I was like, damn, he's really good at playing people that were real. Like the To Find My Son movie that I reviewed a long time ago, that was a biopic movie, and it was so good. If you want to watch the movie, it actually is on YouTube, as with most Richard Thomas movies that he's done. So I recommend that. Anyways, that was the video. Sorry if I didn't give you like my full opinion on it, because that's just how it is. The movie was really good. There's nothing else to say about it, you know? It was a really good movie. Anyways, next video will be about the Goonies. We're getting a sequel to the Goonies. I wonder how that's gonna go. I don't want to begin to think about it.